Hey guys, and welcome to the FCB Show. Welcome to the Bayern View. Hopefully everybody's doing well. I'm here with a co-host for the FCB Show, Blagari Zone. Probably butchered it again. But yeah, we're here with Kevin either way. Bless up, bro. I apologize for butchering your channel. We'll get there eventually.
No, yeah, you're good, bro. It's Blaugrana Zone.
Blaugrana.
Okay.
Exactly. There you go, Blaugrana Zone. But yeah, bless up, how are you?
Yeah, man, I'm excited to be here. Excited to get into this talk. You know, like international break is upon us, so the news is a bit slow, but that doesn't stop, you know, the media from creating a bunch of shit for us to consume as fans, right?
Oh, fully, 100%. And yeah, we'll get straight into it. So we'll get straight into it. Obviously, the transfer window is now over for now until the winter, till January. But what did you make of it for you from your end, your club, Barca?
I think it was successful. You know, we kind of well, it was successful and unsuccessful, right? Because we were able to fill in some gaps that we really needed, but we got a lot slimmer in parts of our overall squad, right? We're very, very slim on the defensive end. But I think everywhere else we got stronger, or we've maintained, you know, because not this last season, but the season right before where we flamed out in the UCL against PSG. Hansi Flick inherited the same team plus Danny Olmo, and we went on a crazy run. So I think that like we only got stronger. You know, there's no reason to be going below what we achieved last year.
Yeah, no, fully. I'm with you. What have you made of Rashford so far?
I didn't enjoy his minutes to begin with, but you know, I think there's a learning curve with coming into any different league, right? From what you're used to. He's used to Prem his whole life. They play a very different style from La Liga, right? So I think it's going to be just coming into his own, which I hope that he can do sooner rather than later, right? And we haven't seen any Rooney Bargy in the league yet, so that's a little concerning. But I know that like they just last minute registered him, and Gerard Martin, who weren't registered at all prior to this. So it was getting concerning, but you know, Barcelona last minute pulled through, I guess.
Yeah, no, I'm with you. Did you think you needed to get a centre back?
I do, yeah. I still do think that we need a center back. I actually saw today that there were reports about Barcelona and Arsenal being interested in Murillo from Nottingham Forest. So I think that would be a good signing. But I also saw that Nottingham slapped like a 70 mil price tag on him. So I don't know who's going to have the means for that. Definitely not us. That's for sure.
Yeah. No, fully understand that. Like that's bonkers, to be quite honest.
Yeah, 70 mil is crazy just to up our defense.
Yeah, and there are rumors as well of I can never say his name. Lisandro Martinez, how you say his name? The Man United. Yeah, apparently you're going for him.
Oh no, hell no! I would not like that at all. I think he's way too undersized, especially for this Barcelona team. We kind of need some aerial threats. We lack it completely in the midfield, so we at least need it in our defense.
Do you think you're going for Konate or not?
I personally don't want us to, but if we do it, it wouldn't be a horrible idea just because of the way that he's been streaky for Liverpool. I don't. He seems like Araujo, like Premier League version, you know, like who can just fuck up in very big moments, which he has. So I don't know. I'm not too keen on that on Konate.
What about Mark Gay?
I would like him from Liverpool, from Crystal Palace. He was going to go to Liverpool. Yeah, that would be a crazy good signing too. He's pretty young as well, and an aerial threat, which I think we need someone strong, fast, good football IQ, and aerial threat. Those are going to be like the main qualities that I'm looking for in a center back for sure.
Yeah, I would take him as well. I would take him in a heartbeat.
Yeah, why did he fail to go to Liverpool? Was it the medical?
No. The medical, everything basically was done. He even did the video like saying goodbye to
sure.
them, but it's because of they didn't get a replacement in time. So they were going in for a player, and then the player pulled out of that deal and went to sign for West Ham instead. So yeah, and I'm glad as well that they didn't get him, because that just makes him even stronger. It was said as well that Glasner, the Crystal Palace manager, he said he would walk if they allowed him to leave. So they would have been out without a manager, which obviously Liverpool fans don't like. But yeah, me and you are against Liverpool at this particular time during their Champions League.
Yeah, no. Where do you think Bayern went good or bad in your transfer window?
So this is a crazy one in itself. But so we bought in Jonathan Tah. We bought in Tom Bischoff, 2 players from the Bundesliga on a free. Then obviously we went through all of the rejections of the wingers, whoever it was. Obviously the main one was supposed to be Wirtz, bring Wirtz in. Obviously that messed up. So that's the biggest mess up. But yeah, we got Diaz. We got Jackson now, which the Jackson one in itself is just peak. I'm happy we got him. Don't get it twisted. I think he's a good player. I think he could be a very good squad player. But like, we can't do whatever the minimum is or maximum is. Sorry, shall I say? Like, if he hits a maximum gains with us, like there's a criteria. We have to pay. I don't know what it is. It's like 60 odd million, which would put the deal up to 80 million. Which is bonkers. We spent 16 million just to loan him.
Yeah, no, that's crazy.
So, but yeah, we went in for Lookman last minute. But tried to like big balls it, tried to like be a bully really, in the fact that we offered them 28 million option to buy loan, and they didn't even reject it. That's how disrespected they felt. They didn't even reject it. They just left it on the side, like, seeing it on red. You know what I mean? So me personally, I want all of them out. I want all of the board out. I just don't think you can go in with a window. It was said for a long time, and obviously we've only recently gotten to know each other, but in general, 2025, that's all we ever heard. 2025 was the year we're getting Wirtz, and we've been hearing that since Flick left. So it's 2025, 22, so 21, 22, so on and so forth, like all of these years. And then when they actually have the chance to get him, they fluff it. You know what I mean? Why and where is the backup plan? Like, that has to be a backup plan. You cannot not have a backup plan if that does fail. We wasted all of this time. We could have got Lookman way before this. We could have got Cherky. Like, we realistically could have got Cherky and Lookman for the price we're going to pay for Jackson.
Yeah, and that would have been a huge window for sure if you landed those 2 signings. Yeah, but what do you? Oh, bro, you're on mute.
Yeah. Sorry, the little one was speaking to me.
Oh, you're good. What do you think about I don't know if you heard about that Anthony. You guys were supposed to go in for Anthony last minute when Real Betis were trying to go for him.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. I totally forgot that. There's that many stories.
Yeah.
So yeah, the Anthony stuff. Basically, we went in for him last minute. I think the last couple of hours before he signed his signed the contract and everything. And we offered him double money. The thing he said, like, he respects it and everything, but that whole deal was 95% done.
Yeah.
But why would you go in for a player when he's basically signed the deal? You know what I mean? Like, it's bonkers. And there's been so much time as well. Like, obviously, like they wanted to get players before the Club World Cup. They didn't get anybody in, not really. And then after Club World Cup, like, they've had so much time. There is no excuse. You know what I mean? So like I said, I want all of the board out. And normally with like clubs, you have obviously the owner. Obviously, we don't have an owner, but you have an owner, you have the board, you have the manager. That's normally how it goes. With
Right.
Bayern Munich, we have the manager, a board, and then a board on top of that. So we have a supervisory board and a board. So, like,
Right.
if our board, say, for instance, say they want to go and put a 200 million in for Yamal, obviously it's never going to happen. But let's just say, for instance, they would have to go to the supervisory board to get that approved, if that makes any sense.
Word, yeah.
So, yeah, what's this? The only way to fix Bayern and Barca is in career mode.
That's
Well,
crazy.
Barca only need a couple players, but
Yeah, which is crazy to think about that. Like every time that we've made big splashing signings, it's never worked out for us, right? We always have to just look within our own youth academy, which I think is it has both good and bad because we're gonna have dark years, right? Like obviously we haven't won a UCL in 10 years now. 5 of those years we weren't even playing in the UCL. We were like Europa League. Like it was just that bad. Those dark years post the superstars, right, where we started to run out of money. Sign these long contracts to players who weren't even playing for us anymore. Financially we had dark years, and now we're just starting to maybe see the light at the end of the tunnel. That's a huge maybe.
yeah. No, I hear it. And that's the problem with these clubs. Like obviously, you'll know a lot more about your club, than I do, obviously. But like with Bayern, it's like, and the comment here, give oil money, like, I have like a takeover or scrap the 50+1. I've seen loads of people saying that. But that's up to you, JM42. I'm not going at you. But in general, like I've seen loads of people saying, "Oh, we just need to get more money in. Why are we broke?" We're not broke. We're actually not broke. We're one of the richest clubs in the world. Obviously, take away from Saudi realm, you know what I mean? Like, we are actually one of the richest clubs in the world. We got the most active members, which you have to pay for. We got the most shirt sales last season, which is bonkers considering some of the other shirts. What was the other one? There was something else as well. There was something else. I can't think of what it was. But, like, we earn so much money. Like, Adidas obviously have to pay us. Obviously, we get paid by Audi because they are our car sponsor. And it's like, there's so many sponsorships and so on. It's just that they don't pay. Like, I understand, because if we went and did what Barca did in the past with the whole, you guys going in for Coutinho, you guys going in for Dembele, where you spend a ridiculous money and then it doesn't work out. Like, I understand you don't want to do that. But at the same time, I'm not asking as a fan for that to happen, if that makes any sense. Like, there's so many players I would have taken from the free agent list. You know what I mean? Because we've got a very good, solid starting 11. We just need to build out our squad. Because, when we take a player off, it's a kid that comes on, someone from the youth, which I don't mind. Don't get it twisted, but not every youth player's got quality. You'll know this from La Massa. Like, not every youth player is going to make it. That's just fact. So that's personally how I see it. But yeah, the transfer window as a whole was a failure, in my opinion. We got some good players in, but not what we needed. We need a backup at left back. Go on. Go ahead.
No, just say, do you think is that just because of the words transfer, or was there any other player that you think would have made it a successful window?
Just like filling out the squad as a whole. Like, I was all for Wirtz because they were saying in the media, even in interviews and everything, they were super confident they were going to get him. Like, so their confidence then went into me, and I'm like, if they're that confident that they're going to get this player, even though the other club's saying they're not going to sell, I'm confident that we're going to get him. But realistically, we need a backup left back. We need an actual right back if Kimmich's not going to play there, and Kimmich wants to be a midfielder. So we need to get an actual right back in, because Sacha Boey is, I don't understand. I don't have words for what Sacha Boey is. He's crap.
Yeah.
So like an actual right back in there, and then I think just fill out the squad. Get a Lookman in there for a squad player. That you can rotate. I would have taken Noussair from Leipzig. But like I was saying, there's so many players on the free transfer list that I would have taken. They're free transfers. Tell them straight up, you're going to be a squad player. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
but yeah, it's peak. It's peak. But what do you think of who you got in the UCL? Did we talk about that last time? I think
We touched on it, but it was definitely before that Barca Rayo
yeah,
game where I don't know, kind of a lot of confidence was lost low key because like Rayo are they're a difficult game every year, right? But I didn't expect it to be this bad
yeah,
to where like our goalkeeper was our strongest player and he's also brand new to the squad, right? We could have easily lost that match like 4-2, 5-2 because Rayo just had chance after chance after chance, right? The high line was constantly being broken, or we had a lot of blunders defensively. Our first game is going to be against Newcastle, right? Away on September 18, I believe. And we already have injury problems, right? Alejandro Balde is out for 3 weeks. So right away, we're going to have to start Gerard Martin, right? So that's going to be a very interesting challenge to go through, especially with how good Newcastle have been to start off their campaign. After that, I think let me see what's the next game after that, but it won't be obviously for a good while. We have a lot of La Liga fixtures to get through before that. You know, we come in against I think against Valencia or Villarreal on September 14th. So you know that one Balde injury is gonna do a lot for our team. It's gonna show us where we're at defensively because we're already really slim. So you know, time is gonna tell how we're gonna look in those games.
no, fully. No, I'm with you. It's. So, do you think it's a mistake not going and getting more defenders and so on, then?
100%. Yeah, because who could have known that we'd have an injury this early to the season, right? Balde's always out kind of later in the season, which also makes sense because we run him into the ground every year. Last year was the first time we had like an actual replacement in Gerard Martin. Even though, you know, we came up short in the UCL semifinal, he's still like a very good player, and I think he's developed well enough that we can have some confidence in him. Flick was playing him as a left center back some of the preseason, so he's obviously getting more comfortable with the squad. They registered him under number 18. They gave him Jordi Alba's old number, which I thought was pretty cool. Good gesture, you know, giving confidence to the young guy. And I hope he can turn up. Well, he needs to turn up in order to keep us in the Champions League top 2 or 3. I think we could finish top 4 in the group phase. So, yeah.
Yeah, because what happened I've heard a lot of people were speaking about VAR or something not working in the game. Like,
Yeah,
what's your take on it?
apparently I mean, that's Rayo's fault, right? I think La Liga should have taken the measures to make sure everything was working and everything was in like brand new shape for this game. Apparently Rayo's pitch was like extra wet. I guess like they watered the grass or whatever. And then their VAR was just not working. So I think there may have been something in the build-up to Barcelona's goal or to that penalty, where people think that it wasn't a penalty, but VAR couldn't look at it. So the decision was made by the ref on the pitch. And it was very reminiscent of like old games pre-VAR, where like, you know, it just had to be the ref's eyes in the minute that it happened. And after that, nothing else mattered. But the VAR not working definitely gave us an advantage. We should have lost that game. Like, there's no reason that we should have tied. We didn't deserve any points. Like, that's how bad Barcelona looked against Rayo.
So, what do you think needs improving?
I think our timing as a team, I don't know, it looks very sloppy. There was a lot of comments made after the game by Hansi Flick, by Pedri. And, you know, Pedri was saying that, you know, our team needs to focus on team, not individual goals or assists or magic moments or whatever. And a lot of people thought that he was talking about Lamine, like that he could have been talking about Fermin. But I think he could have been talking about Dani Olmo, who had various opportunities to give off a pass for an open goal, and he was kind of playing a little bit of hero ball in that cam position. So I don't know, just having the mentality of the team needs to get 3 points is something that we had all of last year that looks like we're lacking right now. So just like play for the badge, don't play for your own highlight to get like some TikTok edit. Like just play for the entire team. We need to come out with 3 points. That's something I think we're lacking heavy right now.
So you think it's like they're trying to play more for individual?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, that was one reason I never wanted Dani Olmo. he's very hit or miss type of player. You know what I mean? And he's a good player. Don't get it twisted. He single-handedly destroyed us in the Super Cup final.
Yeah,
when he
I remember that game. That was crazy. Yeah.
Yeah, he literally destroyed the lit. I think he ended the lit spine career at that point, to be honest with you. Because it was disgusting. So he's a good player, but that's the problem, isn't it, with like egos and so on in football as a whole. You know what I mean? Like you do have some very, very good players. You know, Yamal, Rafinha in there as well. Pedri, obviously one of the better midfielders in the world. And then obviously you've got people that have won Champions Leagues like Lewandowski. You know what I mean? So it's going to be crazy. What's happening with Ter Stegen? Is there any update?
I don't believe so. Outside of that, he was going to be out for, I think, over 4 months. That's why La Liga gave us that injury signing or whatever, that little piece of salary space to register Joan Garcia. But outside of that, Ter Stegen has been in the shadows where he should remain, to be honest. Like, I don't think he should have any plans to come back for us this season. Chesney is the clear backup to Joan Garcia, and I think he should stay that way for the long term. You know, I don't mind if, you know, Ter Stegen just rides off into the sunset without really saying a word.
Yeah, I think I haven't really seen why. Well, I know why he wants to stay. You know, if he goes to a different club, he's not going to get the money that he's on, of course.
Yeah.
But I'm just really surprised he hasn't gone to Saudi.
Yeah, I think he could have gone to Saudi, but realistically, if he's not playing for like their top 4, let's say like Al Ahly, Al Nasser, Al Hilal, or what's the one that Benzema plays for?
Al Ittihad.
Yeah, Al Ittihad. I feel like if you're not playing for any of those 4, like your team doesn't really matter. And that's just with my little bit of knowledge of Saudi League, right?
Mm-hmm.
So I think outside of those teams, and they all have their pretty good goalies right now.
Yeah.
So I don't know where Ter Stegen could have gone. I think he could have gone to Galatasaray. But I think they're set right now with their goalie too. Fenerbahce just got Ederson. You know, his short list is getting shorter and shorter until he's not going to have a club or a choice. So I don't know. He's got to act soon before he's left clubless.
Yeah, no, I get you, man. It just feel like sometimes there's just, again, like I was saying with the egos, you know what I mean? His ego's getting in the way, you know, and don't get it twisted. I understand why you would want to play for Barca, but at the same time, you've been replaced. You know what I mean?
Yeah. It's one of those things where, you know, he was part of that UCL winning team 10 years ago. Nobody's left on the squad but him. So, you know, it's only time before he's the last one out.
Yeah, fully. So yeah, that's going to be an interesting situation. What have you made of your goalkeeper though? Your new goalkeeper?
Oh, Joan Garcia is amazing. He's easily the reason why we didn't lose last week, right? He's had some great saves already against Mallorca, against Levante. You know, and these aren't like top tier teams, so we have yet to see him face like hard adversity from the first minute of the match. Yeah. So I know we're going to see that against Newcastle on the 18th. On the 14th, we play Valencia, which last year was easy for us. We'll see how it turns out this year, right? I'm definitely very excited. I haven't been this excited about a goalie in a long time for Barcelona, for sure. We've been under that Ter Stegen regime for a good minute now.
A long time, yeah. Yeah, because before that, you had Claudio Bravo, right? I'm pretty sure.
Yeah, that was like 2012, 2013.
And then wasn't it Victor Valdez?
Yeah, but I'm pretty sure there was somebody in between that. I'm like almost sure.
Pena?
That sounds right. The guy with the long hair, right? Yeah. I think I know what you're talking about.
Barca definitely would have lost if with Ter Stegen in goal.
Oh, 100%. Yeah, that would have been a battering if we didn't have Joan Garcia in the goal, which is like honestly like a huge piece of what we were missing last year. Taking Chesney, or retired Chesney, you know, giving like just pushing him into a game, he was already better than Ter Stegen. So the signs were there from the beginning that he was going to have to be replaced. Honestly,
yeah, peak, absolutely peak. Yeah, with Bayern and their games, we've won every game, but they haven't been convincing. So we had a cup game which was 3-2. which I won't lie, I thought we were going to go out. So it was 2-2 until the 94th minute where Harry Kane scored the winner. And then the league game, we were absolutely flying, and then we let them back in the game. So, yeah, there's definitely something and something that needs to change for Bayern Munich in that. We need to... I think we need to... This was so important to get in a right back. Sacha Boey was actually offered to Juventus. They were going to take him.
Oh, wow.
And then our board said, no, that's not happening. So, yeah, like we really, really could do with Alphonso Davies coming back. But obviously you don't want to rush a young player back from injury because, what if he gets injured again and even worse, can end a player's career like that, So, but yeah, like we're lacking defense-wise. Well, we got a good defense, but like there's no fluidity in that defense. Yeah. It's like you've basically just put them all together. You know what I mean? They need to actually be like with each other, if that makes any sense. Like when you think of like the best Barca defense or the best Bayern defense, they were all in it, as a group, where it seems like, we don't know what we're doing. But other than that, I'm happy with company. Some people aren't, I understand that. But for me, the way I see it is like, how can you be angry at him for putting on subs? Like the Sacha Boey sub was terrible, but he has nobody else. Like, what do you want him to do? You know?
Yeah.
Unless a youth product is going to turn up and become the next big thing, what do you want him to do? So that's the problem. But yeah, no, he definitely needs to work on his timing, because as soon as Sacha Boey come on, they scored. Literally as soon as he come on, like he's just terrible. And he passed it to the player as well. Like rather than clearing the ball away, he passed it, and then the guy passed it off, laid it off, and the guy shot and scored. So it's like, are you playing for the other team or like one of those? But
do you think that you guys are missing a player, like a sub player, like Thomas Müller, who's now with the Whitecaps?
Yeah, I think a player of quality that can turn up in that aspect, yes. Thomas Müller himself, no, I think he was finished. I would have still given him the money in the contract because I wanted him to retire here. But hey, he wants to continue playing. He's gone obviously over to the MLS and he's doing good there, I believe. So
yeah, he definitely had a lot of gas in the tank for sure. I just don't know if it was to compete in a top 5 league.
Yeah. So I think he should have stayed and just been a bench player. But I understand why they moved him on. I don't like it, but I understand because he was one of the top earners. And they were trying to get him to take a pay cut, and it, apparently, from what the media was saying, it wasn't going to happen. So that's why they were like, okay, this is your last year. And it was said, obviously, that it would be Wirtz that replaces him, but obviously that whole thing messed up, Bayern has been below average in transfer window, considering they want to compete for the UCL. Facts. Absolutely. I agree with you fully. I think if we could have got in a Lookman, could have got in, another winger, and Jackson. I know I'm asking for a lot, but in general, if you want to fight for those titles, like that's got to happen for me. Right. Like, we don't have a Hansi Flick. Like, this is the thing, right, that I don't understand with our board is like, surely they are more intelligent than us. There's a reason they're there.
Right.
Yeah? So if that's the case, then surely they can see that company isn't a Hansi Flick. Like Hansi Flick was getting thing out of players like Perisic, which I like Perisic, but he was getting thing out of an older man. You know what I mean, in that aspect, where it's like, what do you think company's going to do? Like, companies allowing them to be free and so on, but if they don't take their chances, then we get hit on the break and we lose. Right. It's like, and that's the thing. And the recent Bayern games, let me quickly search it. The recent Bayern games, we've had so many shots and we just can't bury them. Let me find where are the stats. So yeah, in our last game, which was against Augsburg away, where we won 3-2, we had 20 shots, 10 of them on target.
God damn.
So that means that 10 of them have been displaced, where we need to do better. And we only scored 3 goals in that game as well. So it's like, that's the problem with it. So yeah, that's the one of the main things.
Are
And then
you are
go
you
on, go on.
feeling are you feeling confident going into the Chelsea game, into the
Yes.
UCL game?
Yeah, I'm always confident. I'm always back my team. Obviously, that doesn't mean confidence, but I always back my team. Like I'm sure you will, even if you're terrible. But like confidence wise, yeah, I am confident just because they are a good team, but I think we've got enough to beat them. You know what I mean? It's not like we've got to go to their backyard, which to be fair, I was hoping we would, so that
Oh
I
yeah,
could try to go to that game because it's
right.
only about an hour and a half away from me. So try and go up to Fulham, Stamford Bridge, and yeah, like that would have been ideal to be honest. But yeah, going into that game, obviously you've got to watch out for Cole Palmer. You've got to watch out for some of their players because some of their players are good, but at the same time, like Liam Delap's injured now. We've got Jackson. I hope Jackson comes on and scores, kisses the badge. That would be amazing.
That'd be crazy.
Um, Serge Gnabry always likes to score against London teams as well. Obviously he scored, what was it, 3 or 4 against Tottenham. I think he scored 2 against Chelsea last time we played them.
Yeah.
So yeah. Other than that, like that, what's our first game when we come back? Yeah, Hamburg is our first game when we come back, which is going to be interesting. So yeah, but Chelsea, who is after Chelsea? Okay, so then we've got Palafoss, whoever the hell they are. They are where are they? Where are they from? Cyprus. They're from Cyprus. So we're gonna obviously have to go over there because it's away. But like that, realistically, you never want to doubt anyone, but realistically, should be an easy game.
Yeah.
And I think beating Chelsea is very important, like super important for us. Because like obviously I haven't said anything people don't already know, but like in the aspect of like we've got what are the other games we've got? So we've got, let me quickly find it. So we've got Chelsea, then Palafoss, whoever they are, Club Brugge at home, PSG away, Arsenal away, Sporting. Like the 2 Champions League games from PSG to Arsenal.
Yeah.
I do think we can get a result out of both those games, but we could do with being 6 points clear at that point. You know what I mean? Because if I'm right by saying, I think is it 4 wins to get you top 8, or is it 6 wins or something like that?
If you get 6, you would get all of them. I think it's 4.
4, yeah. So four wins gets you top 8. Like we should be able to get that many.
Yeah. Oh yeah. 5 or more wins. Yeah.
Yeah. So yeah, like we should be fine. To be honest, so Chelsea, PSG, Arsenal, PSV, Union SG, whoever they are, Paphos, Club Brugge, and Sporting.
Yeah, I think those games are going to be really interesting to start off the campaign and really set the tone. Like you said, that Chelsea win is going to be crucial for you guys. I think Chelsea have been on a crazy high since the Club World Cup, and they've been playing out of their minds. They scored 5 against, what was it, West Ham. So I understand why their fans are on a big high horse right now, but I would just love for them to get knocked back down. Just because I don't want that hype surrounding them when we have to eventually play them. So
yeah, no, I hear it. And I think that's the thing with them as a whole, though, isn't it? Like they are a good team, but at times they can be a bit shit, if you want to put it, in nice words.
Yeah, even though like their players have been developing really well, João Pedro is looking crazy just coming into the team. He hasn't even had much time to gel with them, but he fit right in. He's a huge piece for them. I think he's gonna be a great player this season, but definitely someone to look out for.
Yeah, no, fully. And I think what they did with Jackson as well, calling them back when the loan was like already done and it was an option to buy and all of this, like for me, I feel like we need to humble them as well, just because of that.
Yeah, 100%. I'm really looking forward to how Barca is going to play first against Valencia to set that tone for the Champions League, right? I think in order to have a good Champions League game, we got to beat Valencia like 5-0, 4-0. It needs to be like a very dominant defensive performance because going away to play Newcastle, I think in itself is going to be a big challenge for our team. Just to see how we play in someone else's atmosphere, right? There's going to be a lot of home fans at St. James Park. So I mean, I don't know. Our guys are young, not a lot of experience, but I think they can get the job done, which is most important.
Yeah, no, fully. Sorry, I'm muting this. I got the cookers on, so I don't want to make it too much
You're
noise.
good. You're good.
But yeah, no. How long did you say Balde was out for?
3 weeks.
So was that 3 weeks from that game?
I believe so.
So
So he'd be out until
yeah.
a week after that game.
So the international break coming now is not terrible for you guys then. Obviously, you want to watch your team, I understand. But like for his recovery, I mean.
Oh, yeah. I guess it came at a good time where it would be all international break plus 1 week. So like we wouldn't be missing him for a very long time. But still, you don't want these things to happen early and then happen again midway through the season, and then we completely lose him at the end of the season. So that would be like even worse case scenario. But we've been resting Kunde a lot because Eric Garcia has been starting that right back position. So I think Kunde was a lot more critical at the end of last season because Eric Garcia didn't have much right back run until Kunde got injured. But now I think they're like clicking on all fours. So like they're constantly rotating Kunde, Eric Garcia, Araujo, Christensen, Kubarsi. They've got a good rotation from both center backs and the right back.
Yeah. And so do you think when Kunde comes back in then, obviously if nothing happens for France, fingers crossed, then he comes straight into that team to play right back and then you push the other guy the other side then?
Well, I think in the Rayo game we had Balde, Christensen, Eric Garcia, and then Kunde. So neither Araujo or Kubarsi started, and we were able to start Christensen, who's like an older guy with like good football IQ. Eric Garcia and Kunde were like switching off the right back and center back position. So Hansi Flick has been trying different combinations. So I think it's possible that Kunde and Eric Garcia could even play together. So that's going to be something fun to look out for. I think it'll help our attack a lot because their attacking prowess coming from the defense.
Yeah, no, I'm with you. I could do with this international break going away there, if I'm honest with you. Like, I'm going to watch, after we do this stream, I'm going to go straight into watching the Germany game. But, like, as a whole, like, I enjoy that football, but obviously I want to, watching, club football. I'm sure you're the same.
Especially because it's early. It's like too early to tell for like if people are going to go into the World Cup. There still has to be a lot of games to go on. I'd definitely rather watch the league right now.
Yeah, no, fully. I'm with you as well. Big up, Lewis. How are you, bro? Bless up, my G. What's this? Yao Pedro against us with this defense? I don't know. Yeah. No, good point. But we just need Harry and Lawless and so on to turn up, and we'll be fine against them anyway. You know what I mean?
Yeah, that's fine.
But yeah, other than that, did we mention everything? So we mentioned Lisandro Martinez, yes. Jackson Saga we spoke about. We spoke about the UCL draw. Is there anything else we missed, mate?
Who did you register for the Champions League? Did you guys leave anybody out?
So we registered everybody. A lot of people were getting a bit annoyed because one of our young players, Carl, wasn't in the squad. But that's because he's on a B list or something because he's a homegrown talent. We didn't buy him. So we were fine in that, if that makes sense.
Gotcha.
So yeah, we got everybody. Did you guys have?
No, we registered everybody that we were supposed to. We got Marcus, Rooney Bargi, Joan Garcia, Jorge Martin. Were like last minute registers. But what I thought was weird was Ter Stegen is in there as well. So it's like him, Chesney, and Ter Stegen. They didn't even opt for Diego Cochin for the other young guy.
So do you think that's just in case there's injuries or illness.
I don't know if it's just a formality because he's still the captain, right? Because John Garcia wasn't registered under the number 1 jersey. He was registered under 13. So, yeah, I have no idea what that means for our future, but hopefully no Ter Stegen minutes. I hope that's what it means too.
Yeah, no, fully. And I think eventually he'll lose to Germany as well.
Oh yeah, that 100%. Especially with Neuer still playing, even if he decides to come back or not.
Yeah. Okay, he's not in right now. Oliver Bachmann's got it tonight. So yeah, there's that. What's this? All Barca players. Yamal and Rafinha are good.
They didn't even play that good last game, which was crazy to say. Like, they didn't have a good game. No one had a good game last game except for John Garcia, really. It was just him and Pedri battling out there for Barca, to be honest. That's all it was like.
UCL prediction? What, you want us to say who we think is going to win? I think it's a bit too early, in my opinion.
Yeah, no, definitely. It's too early to even set up the table, the full 16-team chart or whatever, 18 teams.
Yeah. It's way too early. Maybe after like 1 or 2 Champions League games, we can do that. But other than that, that's pretty much that, to be honest with you. But yeah, man, bless up, bro. Thank you for coming on. I know this was anytime. I know that obviously we, had to not rush the show. I don't think we rushed. There's not that much to speak about. But obviously because I want to watch the Germany game, we can go longer. But to be fair, we did hit most of the points. We spoke about your club and the whole VAR situation and everything. UCL draw, the Jackson saga, Barca obviously wanting loads of centre backs. We spoke about. So yeah, I think we hit the nail on the head on all of it. To be honest with you.
Yeah, 100%.
So yeah, bless up to everybody. I hope everybody is good. We're gonna go straight over to the watch along. They're currently singing their national anthem and so on. So yeah, we'll go over there. But yeah, big up and bless up, my bro. Bless up, G. But we'll go from there. So yeah, bless up, people. Smash the likes and we're out. Yes, amigo.
Yes, sir. See you, bro. Good looks.
Peace.
Auf geht's, Bayern, schießt ein Tor!